Today, we're diving into a sensitive but really important topic, the science of knowing when death is near.
It's that huge question, right? How do they actually know when a loved one is terminally ill?
And even though it's so emotional, science actually has some surprisingly clear answers.
A huge study found some really clear patterns in the final days. So let's break that down.
They call it the syndrome of imminent death, or SID, and that's the key concept for today.
Okay, so let's start with that 2-week outlook. What are the very first signs to show up?
Well, we're talking about things like a fast heart rate or breathing and an uncontrolled disease.
And get this, just the uncontrolled disease alone makes death nearly 22 times more likely. That's huge.
All right, let's jump closer to the final 72 hours. This is where the signs become much more obvious.
So, one of the biggest predictors, not being able to feel a pulse in the wrist artery.
And just that one sign makes imminent death over 15 times more likely. Pretty incredible.
And there are other big ones too, like specific changes in breathing or lower urine output.
But it's not all data. Clinicians also use their gut with this surprise question.
It's really good at identifying who might pass, but not so great at saying who won't.
So, whose gut feeling is more accurate, doctors or nurses? The research is actually fascinating here.
Turns out, nurses were way more accurate. It's probably because they spend so much more time bedside.
Okay, now let's get even closer, the last 48 hours. This is where science gets really, really precise.
The absolute strongest predictor is a cluster of 5 specific signs all appearing together.
And when I say strong, I mean it. We're talking over 95% accuracy for death within 48 hours.
And that kind of certainty, it's a total game changer for helping families prepare and say goodbye.
So let's be super clear. This is science, not some kind of crystal ball. Let's put it all together.
The key is that it's never just one thing. It's about combining all of the signs and context.
And we have to remember, the point isn't just to perfectly time death. That's not the goal here.
It's really about giving better care, having better communication, and honoring a person's final wishes.
So that leaves us with this. How can the science empower us to have better conversations with our loved ones?